Welcome back, everyone. My name is Ember, and holy fuck! So this is volume 51 of One Piece. This is no longer a metaphor. So this covers Jesus fucking Christ, this volume. 0 to 100 real fucking quick, let me tell you. So, this is chapters 492 to 502. We're finally in the 500s now. So this covers, like, right when they land at the Sabaody archipelago to rescue Hachin, all the way up to when Luffy punches the Celestial Dragon. Let's start with the not horribly evil stuff. So, on the whole, Sabaody is a really creative place. It's probably one of my favorite looking places in One Piece so far. The fact that everything's based on mangroves is kind of cool. Just the resin bubbles is such a cool concept. Sorry. Just a generally very aesthetically pleasing place. And for this opening bit in particular, I just found it's fun. I just love seeing the Straw Hats just completely wreck someone's shit when they're way in over their head. Just it's not, they need to punch down every once in a while to let off some steam, I think. And that's what they got with Duval's fishmen people. That, by the way, was a fucking great bit. The mystery of who this mysterious masked man Duval is. It's supposedly someone from one of the Straw Hats' past. And there's like this lead up. And eventually we get this shot of Luffy seeing Duval without his helmet, but we don't see him yet. And Luffy immediately recognizes him. And then there's like this massive buildup of who this guy is. And at this point you're like, well, it can't, like, it gets to, at one point, like, they link him to Sanji, so I'm like, okay, is it Don Krieg, maybe? So, who the fuck is it? Eventually, it reaches a point where you're like, okay, this has to be a bit with how much they're building this up. And then it turns out it's a guy who looks exactly like Sanji's wanted poster, whose life was ruined by the wanted poster. One of the best extended gags in this series so far. I fucking loved that. That was just so... The build-up was perfect. The paneling for it was perfect. Let me see if I can find, like, the lead-up to that. Like, yeah, like, there's just this... like this whole several pages of build-up to Ugly Dude, who looks like an ugly Sanji, and immediately Sanji's like, fuck off! So, that was great, and just seeing them wreck shit was fun. Luffy just completely staring down a giant, like, boar or oxen or something, and basically making it piss its pants and pass out. That was funny as shit. Yeah. Oh, yeah, here's a nice little shot of the entrance to Sabaody, so that was really cool. We got more, geographical world building and political world building, like with, how Sabaody is situated, like, right above Fishman Island, and they have to dive down to get to it, and how the Red Line, you have to pass through Marijol, I think is the name of the city, the Sacred Land. I forget what the name is. But there's like a Navy base there, and there's like the legal way and the not legal way to pass through the Red Line to get to the New World. Really cool world building stuff. That was really cool. And we're also getting a shit ton of new characters introduced all at once, who are characters that I've been wanting to One Piece to have for a very long time. And that is like actual rivals, like people who are actually like They're not villains, but they are rivals to the Straw Hats. Like, up until now, really the only character that's done that is Mihawk, way back in East Blue. And the last time we heard about him was, like, one scene at the World Government, right after, Alabasta. But now we're actually getting pirates who are actually on Luffy's level and aren't totally against his cause, but they aren't exactly going to work with him either. So that's going to be fun to see. The Gluttony one, I forgot her name. Let me see if I can find it real quick, because they basically just lay out all of the names of these people. There she is. Bonnie. Yeah. She's real fun. I love that scene where she, like, tackles Zoro out of the way before he tries to slice up a celestial dragon and pretends he's her brother and stuff. I like that, like, the Straw Hats are totally out of the loop, but all the other ones who are there are, like, basically in on it. Like, don't fuck up the order here and we'll be fine. Obviously, Luffy doesn't get the message. So let's get into the evil shit. So, this is no longer a metaphor. This is just the world as it is. We have the celestial dragons, who are basically the descendants of the people who rewrote history 800 years ago when they wiped out those ancient civilizations and such and established the world government. So, the noble class, basically your Rothschilds, your Epsteins, your Weinsteins, these kinds of people. Actually, Epstein's even way lower than that, but that's the kind of people that these are. They're fucking buying slaves. Like, and okay, so that's another thing. So, now we've introduced racism into One Piece, as if this story wasn't complex enough with its politics. But, yeah, so the fishmen and mermaids were basically not classified as humans until, like, 200 years ago. Shockingly close to a certain country that I live in right now, in terms of time period. I love you, man, but wow. It's everything about the second half of this volume reminds me of that fucking skit from Adult Swim. I forgot what it was, but it's the guy who yells, "I know writers who use subtext, and they're all cowards." Which, true. But, yeah, this is just straight up, we're gonna dig into the evil shit of the world. I'm 100% for it. They're literally selling slaves at auction. One of the nobles just shoots Hachin just for fun, not even in cold blood, just for the fucking sport of it. Like, this noble's son, this spoiled little rich motherfucker, just shoots him in the middle of the fucking gallery. Oh, there is this one panel. Where was it? Yeah, right here. It says, "I'm scared of their existence." Like, no subtext. No dressing this up as something else. This is just straight up, we're going to talk about racism for a bit, folks. And anyone who even remotely believes in this who is even remotely racist is fucking evil. So, and all of this is built on top of the through thread of Cammy and Hachin being, I'm not sure if that's, I feel bad because I don't know 100% if that's his name. It's the guy from Arlong Park who had a nice little redemption arc in these, like, intercalary chapters. I haven't talked about these much, but I have been watching them just to see where certain characters end up. The one with him and Cammy was really fun. Was nice and sweet. And then, dude, just, like, the Straw Hats bust in and shit, and then Hachin just straight up gets shot in the middle of it. It's just so, this shit's brutal. Another pirate, this fucking bites his tongue and kills himself so that he doesn't get sold. This shit got fucking dark, man. Like, I was not expecting Hunter x Hunter level dark shit this quickly. Like, there was no ramping up period for this. Like, they kind of, in hindsight, like, if you look back at it all, like, you can see them kind of hide that fact. And then it just all spills out at once and all fucking hell breaks loose. Cammy's being sold as a fucking slave. Hachin gets shot. But, man, we're really fucking going there. Just with no pretext, no lead up whatsoever. Bravo, Oda. Fucking bravo. You got me again. You got me again. And then, of course, it ends with Luffy being Luffy. There is no compromise. Beat the fucking shit out of him. And obviously that's they established that attacking a celestial dragon is enough to send a Navy admiral after you. Which I don't think Luffy particularly cares about, but yeah, this is the 0.1% people. These are the people running the world from behind the scenes. And they're just absolute fucking scumbags who do not treat people like people unless they are other nobles. They literally don't want to breathe the same air as the commoners. I would say it's comically over the top if not for the past 2 years of what's happened in the real world. But, man. So, yeah. That happened. Really looking forward to seeing where this goes. And what happens with all these other characters that we've introduced. Like, we just introduced Silver's Raleigh, who used to be Roger's first mate? Fucking, you're showing up here. Like, I saw him on the cover of the next volume. I thought it was going to be Garp again, because they kind of look similar. But he's going to make an appearance. This is where Trafalgar Law first shows up. I've heard a ton of stuff about him. I know he's a big recurring character eventually. I want to know about all these fucking pirates. All these rookie pirates who have just made it to the other half of the Red Line. Law and Kid especially. Kid, the only one here with a bounty higher than Luffy. I'm fucking hyped, man. I was expecting nothing from Sabaody. Oh, and they announced right at the end that Ace was going to be publicly executed, which is basically going to start a fucking war between the government and Whitebeard. Fucking everything's kicking off. I expected nothing from Sabaody because I've heard barely anything about it other than the name. Holy shit. This is fucking good. My interest is shot way the fuck back up again. But, yeah, that's about all I have to say now. I expect to have even more to say tomorrow when I get to the next volume. But in the meantime, if you like this video of me ranting uncontrollably, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment about what you thought. My name is Ember, and I'll see you next time. Jesus Christ.